You ever feel like life kept moving and you got left behind? Like everybody else got the promotion, everybody else got married, everybody else figured it out, and you're just still here, still waiting. Here's what I need you to hear today. That feeling, it's lying to you. Because what if I told you God was never late, not for one single day of your life? What if the years you think were wasted were actually the years He was building the version of you that could actually survive what's coming next? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to look at your whole timeline different. There's a verse, Joel 2:25, where God says something wild. He says, "I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten." Now stop and think about that for a second. Not the money, not the job, not the relationship, the years. God is saying, I don't just fix what's broken, I give you back time itself. See, the people God was talking to in Joel, they'd lost everything. Their crops were gone, their food was gone, their whole future looked wiped out. And God didn't say, well, that's rough, let's just move forward from here. He said, I'm giving it back. Not the exact same thing, something better. So if you're sitting there thinking, I started too late, I wasted my 20s, I should be way further ahead by now.
This isn't a guilt trip. This is a promise, and it's for you. Let's talk about the lie first, because you can't receive a promise while you're still believing a lie. The lie is this: I'm behind. Behind who? Behind what? Behind some imaginary version of your life you saw on somebody else's Instagram? Here's the truth nobody tells you. There is no schedule. There's no cosmic deadline where God's stopwatch runs out on your purpose. You're not late. You're not early. You are exactly where the story needed you to be to become who you're about to become. I want you to say this out loud right now, wherever you are. My past does not disqualify my future. Say it again if you have to, because until you believe that, nothing I say after this is going to land. Let's talk about Joseph for a second, because his story is the blueprint for this whole thing. Joseph gets a dream from God when he's just a teenager, a dream that he's going to lead, that he's going to rise. And then what happens? His own brothers throw him in a pit, sell him into slavery. He gets falsely accused, thrown in prison for years. If you were Joseph, sitting in that prison cell, you would have sworn God forgot about you. You would have sworn that dream was dead.
But here's the part people skip. Every single one of those years was doing something. Slavery taught him how to manage a household. Prison taught him how to lead under pressure. The false accusation taught him integrity even when nobody was watching. By the time Pharaoh calls him up out of that prison, Joseph isn't the same scared kid who had the dream. He's the exact man who can run a nation. God didn't skip the pit and the prison, He used them. So here's my question for you. What if that job that fell through was training? What if that relationship that broke your heart was training? What if the season where you felt invisible was building something in you that visibility never could? You don't see the muscle while it's being built. You only see it when the weight comes off. Now, here's where people get stuck, and I really need you to hear this one. A lot of us are praying for restoration, but what we actually mean is, God, give me back the exact thing I lost. Give me back that relationship. Give me back those years, exactly how they would have looked. But that's not what Joel 2:25 promises. Look at what happens right after that verse. Verse 26 says, "You shall eat in plenty and be satisfied." Notice it doesn't say you'll get the old harvest back. It says there's going to be a new harvest, one so full you stop mourning the old one. God's restoration isn't a rewind button, it's a rebuild. That door that closed on you, it might not open again. And that's okay, because it was never the door you were supposed to walk through anyway. The relationship that ended, God's not necessarily bringing it back. He might be clearing space for something you can't even picture yet. Stop begging God to give you back the past. Start trusting Him to build you a future that makes the past make sense. Can I be real with you for a second? Half of the pain you're feeling about wasted years isn't even coming from God. It's coming from comparison. You scroll, you see somebody your age with the house, the spouse, the business, the body, and something in you whispers, you're behind. But comparison will lie to you every single time, because you're not looking at their whole story, you're looking at their highlight reel. You don't know what they buried to get there. You don't know what they sacrificed. You don't know if what they built is even going to last.
God is not running your life on anybody else's clock. He's not comparing your chapter 3 to somebody else's chapter 10. Your only assignment is to stop measuring your obedience by somebody else's outcome. Because the second you stop comparing timelines, you're going to start seeing how much God's already done in yours. Here's something a lot of us do without even realizing it. We become the judge, jury, and executioner of our own past. We replay the mistake, the wrong decision, the relationship we should have left sooner, the opportunity we were too scared to take. And slowly, we start sentencing ourselves, like our past gets a permanent vote in our future. But God never asked you to be the judge. He already appointed himself as the Redeemer. Your mistakes can teach you without defining you. That's the difference between conviction and condemnation. Conviction says, learn from that. Condemnation says, you're stuck because of that. Only one of those is from God. So today, I want you to do something. Whatever year you keep going back to, whatever mistake keeps replaying, I want you to actually name it quietly in your mind right now. Got it? Good. Now I want you to picture handing that year to God, like handing over a torn page. You don't get to keep writing that story. He does. So let's bring this all the way back.
You are not behind. There is no schedule. Every year that felt wasted was quietly building something in you that comfort never could. Restoration isn't God handing you back the old thing. It's Him building you something better than the version you're mourning. Comparison is a liar, and your only race is the one God already marked out for you. And your past doesn't get a vote in your future. Not anymore. I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten. That promise didn't have an expiration date on it. It's not just for Bible times. It's not just for people who deserve it more. It's for you today, right now, watching this. God isn't looking at your life going, well, that's a shame, so much wasted time. He's looking at it saying, watch what I do with all of it. If you believe God is about to redeem what you thought was wasted, I want you to type redeemed in the comments right now. Let's fill this comment section up with people who are done calling their past a waste. And if this spoke to you, hit subscribe, because next week we're talking about the one thing that's actually been blocking your breakthrough, and it's not what you think. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are exactly on time for the story God is writing.